Hello guys, and welcome to a, new video, new series, quite exciting, and I'm going to explain everything that's going on in the next 5 minutes. I got invited to a technical server. It is called the 404 Not Found Technical Server. I will link the Discord in the description. So I got invited to the server by Hypernova, one of the founders of the server, and he liked my my first general mod video that I did a few days ago, and I was interested enough to join. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tour, some of the main projects that I'll be working on, and even something that I've already done myself, which may have been a little bit of a failure, but nonetheless, I still did something. Also, I'm going to now apologise if the frame rate's not terribly good. My computer is quite warm at the moment, so I think this OBS is going to struggle maybe a little bit. And currently in the Villager Trading Hall, if you didn't already hear that, and yeah, it's going to get a bit frame ratey. One thing I will clear up just before we begin: no, I have not left Eternal. I am still a member on Eternal. I'm probably just not going to make a few videos on it for a while. Going to take a bit of a break from Eternal. I am going to be helping the guys out here doing all the things that they want to do, which is quite exciting. This here is the trading hall, and oh my god, it is very frame ratey. So this is the villager trading hall. Got basically tons of villagers, everything you need. Down there are some librarians and some other trades, but the librarians have every book that we need, all the max enchantment books. This is where we can get all our food, and as well as just tools and armor in general. In here is the temporary storage, so the server currently hasn't got a main storage, and that is the main project being worked on at the moment. But we have this temporary storage where things are roughly organised. It's still quite a bit of a mess in some of the chests, but yeah, and then we've got some shulker boxes lying around, and over here we've got some books, and yeah, it's still quite a mess, but apparently it's better than what it used to be. Apparently it used to be a bit of a chance monster. Yeah, here we've got a repair station, so I think at the moment there's not much in there. Yeah, no, I only filled it up recently, but all you gotta do is turn it on. And there we go. Just didn't flick it properly. Yep, so now I've got my lunch amended. And then here we have some clerics, which we can trade for the enchantment bottles. I think I've set it up on me on here. Yeah, I've set it up on Item Scroller so that I can actually trade them really quickly and get all the bottles of enchantment we need to fill this back up. In here we have a simple furnace array, super simple with a bit of a back problem. And over here we have something that Random's currently working on. I think he's working on a cocoa bean farm. Got a auto potion thing here for just potion of weakness. Melon and pumpkin farm. You see, there we go. Then here we have a carpet duper, just to get some carpets. And yeah, and then we also got some striders here. I swear those were added recently. I didn't remember seeing them yesterday, but either way, some striders have been added. Over here we have a cactus farm, big old cactus farm, quite a lot of cactus. If we come out of the villager training hall, we get to up here where we have the portal as well as the breeder down here. So there's tons of villagers here. I think, yep, there's tons of villagers there. The breeder's just below there. And then the sort of main entrance to this bit to get outside is just this hole in the wall here, because apparently whoever designed it didn't think of it. Right, so you could sort of say that this is the main area of the server. So out here there's not too much. They've got a simple sugarcane farm, a bamboo farm over here. I also think nearby is the slime farm. I think it's just a dugout slime chunk. I think it's nearby. I saw it earlier. I'm trying to find it. Ah, there. It's something there. Is this it? Yes, this is it. Here we have a very simple slime farm. Got string to help with pack spawning. It just works by having them randomly go to the bottom, so pretty decent. There's plenty of slime on the server. Nearby to the training hall is where the perimeter for the main storage is going to be, so let's just land on there. And here we've already got one of the trenches done. It looks like it's partially done. It just needs to have one layer removed, probably by hand, or maybe just lowering the TNT, lowering the flying machine by one. It's a very long trench. About 500 and I think it's 512 blocks long. The perimeter is going to be about 512 by like 10,028, I think. Making the larger trench on the shorter side, which means the world eater could be made smaller, which makes a lot more sense. And oh yeah, there's also a few floating blocks which we'll have to get. I've got some slow falling potions that I can use to get rid of those. Right, let's now go to the Nether. My frame rate has improved significantly now that we're away from the trading hall, but here we have the basic Nether hub at the moment, so I've been told that these blue ice spoke streams are going to be completely removed, and we're going to have piston bolts going to each place. We should probably start with the mob switch. So here we are. So right over here is the area to the mob switch for the overworld. So currently we only have a overworld mob switch. As you can see here, we've got mob spawning. I only got a single mob cap just because I'm here. But here we've got a simple chunk loader with a timer. So every 15 seconds, dispense the minecart back over to the other side when the minecart comes in. So you'll see in a minute. There we go. And then minecart comes back in, and then over 15 seconds, it'll activate again. This turns it off then, so you don't have to go to the other side where it's quite laggy, which we're going to do just for the sake of the video, but again, frame rate's probably going to go down now. Right, so here we are. So yeah, it is a little bit frame ratey, but I'm going to be as quick as possible, so let's just go this way. So I think that's the chunk loader itself. This is going to be far enough away such that this is kept in the lazy chunk so that we have minimal lag. And I mean, MSVT right now is not too bad actually on the server when I'm loading in all of these 364 hostile mobs. But yeah, I mean, my frame rate is completely gone. But yeah, so if we need to expand it, we can just add more mobs. So I think each cell holds about 15 zombie villagers that I've been traded with because they still contribute to the mob cap whilst remaining persistent, so they're perfect for a mob switch. In terms of the nether, we are currently working on it. Starts here. We have this sort of toggle which allows us to turn it on and off, and this diagonal chunk loading grid, you can see that we have this chunk loading grid going out all the way over to here, and then the green light here is an indication of when the farm will be turned on and off. So I think the last portal is this one. Yep, it is. Across the diagonal in the lazy chunks that will be loaded from that portal will be the hostile mobs, which will be placed here. It's currently a work in progress, and I will keep you updated on the progress of it. Right, so nearby is the gold farm. So just follow these torches here, we will get to the gold farm. And if you've seen my Eternal series, this is a very, very familiar farm. It is, of course, Ilmango's and Glot's gold farm. You can just see, you know, it is a very large farm. And here we've actually got a much better storage system than I implemented on the Eternal. But then again, I don't actually have the opportunity to put in any shulker box storage because I don't have renewable shulkers on the Eternal. Whereas here, the carpet rule is enabled to allow us to have respawnable shulkers, as we are currently playing on 1.16. We haven't updated to 1.17 yet. We're not going to update for a while. Probably going to wait until a few of the mods are updated, such as Masters mods, and also going to wait for the server jar to be improved. But we might update to some of the snapshots because we have some ideas to do with things that could only be possible in the 1.17 snapshots. But yeah, anyway, this is the gold farm. So here we've got all the rotten flesh storage, and then over here is the gold storage. And currently there's no like sort of mass crafting system here to craft them up, make the gold up. Right, let's now head to another part of the server. So in this area we have the witch farm, and we also have the iron farm. Now I'm going to show you the iron farm, but I'm not going to show you the witch farm, and the reason I'm not going to show you the witch farm is because that's no longer the main source of witch drops on the server. So here's the iron farm, you know, bog standard sort of Nembomb design with the water streams and the rails. There's no zombie and there's no villagers because apparently one of the members went and used to try them in the area and killed them all. But anyway, there's no iron here at the moment because it's all been moved. We've got a simple shulker box loading system. All of the poppies are just turned into bone meal, which here it looks like there are basically none. Yeah, no, there isn't. So yeah, there's no iron, there's no bone meal here. No one's bothered to fix it yet, so to be honest, it might just be worth making a completely new iron farm. It's also worth noting that the spawn chunks are actually roughly here in terms of the nether. Nothing too interesting at the spawn chunks, there's nothing built there. For obvious reasons, we are planning to dig out or blow up the spawn chunks to reduce lag on the server. And over here we have a magma queue farm, a very basic magma queue farm. I believe Hyper built this up so he could get the magma blocks he needed for the gold farm he's planning to build. Let's now go to the general mob farm. Nembomb's design is flying in sky. It's pretty simple, about 20k an hour. I think Hyper would like to build up my one on the server at some point. There is an unused perimeter, which I'll show you in a bit, but it's not worth building in there because it's not in the desert. But anyway, for now, this is what we have, and it's perfectly good. But yeah, other than that, nothing too interesting, I don't think. I think the storage room looks a lot more interesting, actually. Let's go have a look at that. Yeah, you go down here, look from the looks of it. So this looks like the start of something pretty good. I think this is what Swarm was working on. Yeah, one of the other members, he's also new. Sorted storage for the most part, and then some random stuff in here, I guess, which is the overflow. Plenty for now, but of course, make a more sophisticated one. And like I said, Hyper's been thinking about wanting to build up my now improved general mob farm. But anyway, if we do anything with that, I shall let you know. Let's now head to the other end of the server. So over here is the Guardian farm, as you can see here. So let's have a look at the Guardian farm first. Here we go, got a platform going all the way to the Guardian farm. Pretty standard soil based one. Massive area just to do that, and then some water streams pushing them in, which then pushes them into nether portals. Right, so here's the storage. So I've just come through the portal here, and those drop down to get killed and get collected by what it looks like just hoppers. Oh no, it's hopper minecarts. And I think there's plans for us to build a perimeter just for a new Guardian farm. But for now, this is pretty decent. So I think do we even get ink sacks? Yeah, we do. We get some ink sacks as well on the farm. Right, so if we fly over here, you'll see this large floating lava block. And if you're familiar with the particular farm that we're about to see, you'll know exactly why that's needed. Let's land and go there. And you can see this from there. It's the CCS raid farm. Right, so here we are. This is CCS raid farm. I have yet to actually understand how it works because I've never myself used it. But here we got a way to get to the storage. Yeah, this is the mass crafting system for emeralds. I have no idea what this is, but it's something. And all the storage is here. And then we are actually currently in a perimeter. So if I fly out, we can see this perimeter where a floor has been placed and currently making the walls as well. So I think there's going to be some pixel art on these walls. Currently being put on hold, I think, for the main storage. Main storage is more important. And yeah, and that is the CCS Covenant's raid farm. I will link the raid farm in the description if you would like to know how it works, because I have honestly no idea how it works, other than the fact that it just uses villager stacking. It uses raid stacking mechanics. So, and I'm getting attacked by the by Vocavons. Oh, we really need to have another mob switch soon. Speaking of perimeters, we have an unused perimeter. So here we've got a perimeter all the way down to bedrock. It looks like everything's been roughly blown up there. I think Hyper said he wanted to build my mob farm in this perimeter, which is not a good idea, to be honest, because it's not a desert, so it will actually negatively affect the rates of the drop. So I do not want to build a hostile mob farm in this perimeter. If we're going to build a hostile mob farm in this perimeter, it would have to be probably something like spiders or creepers. It's not a desert, and therefore the zombies spawns are not suppressed. Now, of course, there are other stuff here on the server, and I think that might go off to the Wither Skeleton farm. Like, it's not one of the main things on the server, but should probably now head to the end, as we've got some exciting things over there. We have two gravity dupers on the server. We've got one for red sand and sand, and we've also got one for concrete. You will be very familiar with this duper if you have seen some of my other videos. So here we have the duper room. We have the dupers themselves. You actually can't see any of the concrete because this is in fact Vectex 180k. Not 180k, 108k side axle concrete duper, which I have myself used in my own concrete factory, and turns out the guys actually want to build mine one up, and that was before they even invited me, and they didn't realise it was me that who designed it. So that's really nice to actually hear. Some people wanted to actually build up my concrete factory, but yeah, we're going to build that up and replace the current one, as the current one is a bit too large. Mine is much more compact. So right, let's go into the end. Here we are. Old concrete factory. This is, I believe, Accent Jackson's design. My current one, my most compact one, allows us to save a lot of space, and we'll just have 4 dupers on one side rather than 2 on each side. And then we can have all the concrete going in one direction. We have a lot of room on this side and that side, and obviously behind as well. There's some other things in here as well. So we've got a glass factory, super smelter. I think this is going to be taken down as well and build up a new super smelter. So I think they would take a slice from Warp's 1 million items per hour super smelter that he designed up. Warp's another member on the server, and I think we're going to use just a smaller version of that. And we've got tons of storage space as well for all the concrete and all the sand and all that. This is a very nice looking area as well, actually. I think Hyper designed up this center area here. Yeah, it's very nice. And I think we're going to grab all the materials from this before we start blowing everything up, and then we're going to rebuild this up at some point as well. Then here we've got a load of arm stands, and we've actually got some mob heads as well, which is really nice. And then below here we have a decorated with a killer. So really, really nice decoration here. This is probably one of my favourite bits of on the server so far. Yeah, and we've also got all the gateways as well. And I've already suggested the idea of making a sort of ring platform all the way around, connecting them all up if we want to. And I think we're going to use one of them for an infinite villager trading system as well. There used to be an Enderman XP farm here, but the gold farm is the XP farm now. You can see here we've got this frosted ice boat path, and this is one of the most recent additions. This is a very large project we've been that's going to be worked on. Iceboat path going all the way out to the world border. In theory, it'll end up going out to the world border when it's finally done. Eventually, it'll end up crashing in the world border. But that way, we can one get to the world border, and two can actually go end busting quite easily. So already with this, we've been able to get all of those full sugar boxes of elytras. And we are going to go along this path until we actually reach the flying machine. But before we do that, I'm going to show you something I have worked on already on the server. So yeah, so this was only done about 2 days ago. On Twitter, I posted a picture when we first started it. The flying machine itself was designed by Random and Hyper, I believe. We were able to get to speed about 40 meters per second using frosted ice in the boat, so it's pretty decent. When we get to about minus 5,700, we will reach the addition I made. Right, just went past it. Yeah, you can see it right there. No, I should probably get out the boat. Oh, there we go. Right, you can probably guess what this is. A wither rose farm. I will add, it's completely broken, as you can tell by the fact that there's no wither health bar. But yeah, me and Hyper saw this while we were on the Blue Iceboat stream. So when it got to here, we saw this and went, okay, there's potential location for a wither rose farm. And then Hyper went, you know what, let's just go ahead and design it. So we did. Yeah, it only took us like 20 minutes to design. Yeah, basic sort of design using the end gate with bedrock. The wither was trapped there and then be locked onto a chicken, which now is not there because it got killed. Then we have a bubble column here to launch the wither skeletons up so it doesn't hit them, and this way it was meant to prevent the chunk loading from with previous wither rose farm designs where it would blow up the farm because the chicken get killed, or because the wither would end up escaping because it would blow up other blocks as the main head would not be locked onto the chicken. It would start focusing on other things in the farm, such as the Enderman falling down or just Enderman out here. To be honest, we should have spawn-proofed this area because I think the problem that happened was it ended up blowing up the farm and killing the chicken when I logged on after an overnight session. Because there was a bot up there that was loading it in, and then the wither essentially killed the chicken, started locking onto other things, and then it ended up blowing up things. And I had to go kill it, and then I thought I'd quickly fix it by moving the bubble column further forward, and I moved it too close. So when I respawned the new wither, and put a water source right in the middle there. The water joined with this, which didn't help in the slightest, and it then caused the wither to essentially blow up stuff again. It completely blew up the farm, and it killed the chicken. And yeah, at that point I was like, right, I've got to kill the wither again. And I just thought, you know what, I'm abandoning the project. It essentially worked to begin with. We got about 7 to 8 sugar boxes of wither roses, but yeah. For now, that's perfectly fine. I've just decided to abandon the project entirely for now. Another thing about this is that I didn't build a system in place to to basically despawn the wither skulls. So when the wither skulls would get launched into this, when they get sent into the water stream, into water column, sorry, they would end up getting pushed up, and then they realign themselves and move horizontally, which means they start moving into that direction. Now, eventually, because they're entities, they will end up going into the laser chunks, and when they get into the laser chunks, they just stop. Everything stops. They're on process, but they're there. The game knows that they're there. It registers that they're there. It just doesn't do any of the processing, such as, so for mobs, for example, it would be AI. For the wither skulls, it'd just be the fact that they're moving in a particular direction. Now, left the farm running overnight, and it was working perfectly fine. And it was about 8-9 hours later. Imagine how many skulls were stuck in the lazy chunks on the border lazy chunks when the farm was finally turned off and broken.
A lot. Yeah, a lot. So I will tell you now, it was over 12,000, and it caused the server to crash. The MSPT went straight up. So the MSPT right now is 5.6, and the TPS is 20. The MSPT went up to above 300, and the TPS went down to about 5 or 4, and then the server crashed. So once the server gets to about 4 TPS, the server will crash. And I feel really bad about it because I literally just joined and I caused the server to crash already. Like that's just so embarrassing. And I completely forgot that the Wither Skulls things was going to be a problem. So I should have built a cobblestone wall generator, or maybe some waterlogged blocks of some kind, just to blow up those skulls. But yeah, it was embarrassing. But yeah, we were able to fix it. Me and Hyper yesterday went iSmoke stream, and we just gradually moved further forward along it, making sure that these skulls were always loaded in the laser chunks, whilst he used his admin rights to use the commands to kill the Wither Skulls, so that we wouldn't have a problem. So yeah, it was unfortunate we had to do that, but it's better than resetting the chunks, I suppose. Again, other members who watching this, I'm really sorry about that. I did not intend to do that. And if we ever work on another Wither Rose Fire project, or decide to redo this one, I am going to put a safety mechanism in place, don't you worry. Before I finish the video, I am going to go ahead and find the blue ice boat, the current fly machine. So the other bot that's loaded in right now is Frosty. That is loading in the fly machine. That is making the frosted ice path. See you when I get there. And it's probably going to be a long time, because this morning it was at 150k, I believe. Actually, I have just realised something and just calculated it. It's going to take me 57 minutes to get to the actual flying machine itself. So I don't think I'm going to show that yet. I'll probably share it when we've got somewhere else with it. But I think for now, I'm going to leave that there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do sort of more progress updates sort of thing with this sort of series. I'm not going to be doing as much sort of saying I'm going to be building this stage and that. I mean, I will do some of that, but it's going to be more like this is what we've completed. This is what we've got so far, and that sort of thing. A lot more progress updatey rather than more let's play, I guess. A bit more fitting for a technical player. So yeah, so like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you would like to see more of this sort of content, or just more farm stuff in general, technical stuff in general, please consider subscribing. I try to make videos as often as possible, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.